we actually need some sign that the recording starting like that or like that, something like that. Okay, so we're in. Now we are starting. Welcome everyone. I'm extremely happy because we are recording the next, actually the first technical route of That's What Coach Said. And today I'm not alone. I have an incredible professionals with me. So let me share something what is they have in common. First, they can transform the complex things to valuable things. Then they have experience of working with many teams all over the world. And the last, they actually love what they do. That is why they are here. So with me today, please welcome Mike, Yonot, and Artem.
Hello,
Yay.
everyone.
So what we'll be doing here, let me share the screen. It's like that. No, and like this. Here you go. So today we will be looking on, actually we will be busting the myths around the technical teams, around the teams. So we will be looking on tech side from product management perspective, and not only how it will go for those who are joining us for the first time. First of all, every person will be opening and looking what is behind that animal, and there is a question. So these questions are from you. Feel free to go to YouTube, add comments, and add whatever you want, and we will find an answer for that. So now, randomly, we will decide who will go first, and that person will start to answer the question. So the person will have 2 minutes to answer the question, and then we also can join, and we will have 1 minute to add some comments. Now we need to decide who is going first. Let's use magical coin. I have a magic coin. You guys tell me, is it the heads or tail?
Heads.
Tail then.
Okay, and I'm flipping in the air. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, you notice that it's not really fair one because it's 3 of us here. And there is only heads of tail. I just realized it when the coin was in the air. So to normalize the situation, let me go first. And you pick the animal for me. I will be answering that question. And by the way, for who's watching us, we have no clue what are the questions there. Other our colleagues prepared for us. These questions are from you guys, and now we will be looking and answering. So Mike, Artem, please choose an animal for me. I will be answering the first.
The bear.
The bear. Okay. So let me see what is there. Okay. The question is, or statement is, my team members complaining that we are working on our refactoring and tech debt, so nothing exciting and new. How to keep them motivated? Whoa, what a question. Okay. Very important. Every person will have 2 minutes to answer. I mean, the first one. Why only 2 minutes? Because we don't want to have here any stories, big stories. We want to have the real facts, real cases from real life. That's why we are limited 2 minutes. And I will show the timer and click start. So the time starts now for me. The question about motivation in general is very complex. I would say it's not only depend on what we actually do. Have you heard about Google, who had a big research, and the project was called Aristotle, when they studied 180 teams and were searching what actually makes the team great. And they found that, oh, it's actually not on what we work, but psychological safety. So whenever team is not really happy, I would first of all look there, because even when the things are boring what we are doing, when the team mood is pretty cool, it's good to work there, it's good to go there, it's a friendly, nice atmosphere. So psychological safety is one. Second, I will look on Maslow pyramid. What is the current level of income of the person? Because if it's lower than market level, then lower than the survival level, then the person will be frustrated and everything around will be also bad. If those 2 elements are solved, then only I will take a look on what actually we are doing. And here I would say several options can be possible. To switch a bit So let's add some business tasks. Let's bring some flex time for the people so they will choose on what they want to work, and we will think how to incorporate into our strategy and sell it to the business. So because it's not always possible, but that's good start. We can involve people and try to sell what they want to do, because for sure they also want better for their organization, for the product in general. And that's 150. That's my 2 minutes. Guys, if you had anything to add, 1 second, I will start 1 minute for Mike. Mike, minute is yours.
Perfect. From my experience, whenever we're discussing about team and refactoring and technical debt, in my previous experience, people like doing that. But if they don't like doing that, make sure you mix within the equation new technologies and new possibilities, new opportunities. So that psychological safety, allowing them to take decisions on specific contexts within boundaries, of course, we should not remove those boundaries, would allow them to feel more valued and would allow them to have this feeling of fulfillment whenever they are able to take a decision which is important for the company. Furthermore, giving them those opportunities, you are able to grow your engineers. While your engineers are growing, you are able to keep them motivated and bring more ownership to the team. That's it from my side.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Anton, 1 second, Artem, yes. Starting the minute for you. Artem also wants to add something. Yes, minute is yours.
Thank you, great. So I will be brief, I will try at least. So since I'm a big fan of Management 3.0, which is based on the neuroscience, so I want to bring a bit from the neuroscience perspective, right? So what is the motivation? Motivation is the level of dopamine in our brain, right? So how much we are producing. And it's interesting part because how we can produce dopamine, one of the main things is doing something new. When we are doing something new, we are increasing the amount of dopamine, and plus, if we have good reward from this positive reward, we will continue doing this. This is how we're creating our habits. And when we need to do these things, we will need to try to do something new always. If we are doing refactoring or we are doing the technical debt, we are trying to solve technical debt, I would say we should just give pieces of something new challenges, new technologies, new approaches. And in this case, we can be still motivated. And if we appreciate this effort from the developers, we will fix this kind of behavior and they will have more and more dopamine from what they're doing.
Wow, what a journey. Wow, what an answers. Thank you a lot, guys. Okay, we need a volunteer who can try and open another animal.
Yeah, I can. So I really like pandas, and this panda with green color is.
What is from this panda? Ah, okay, well, this one, that's the panda. Moving panda to the right side. All right, all right. So the question is, my team said, okay, there's something. Anyway, my team said, let's change the sprint length to 3 weeks as we are not able to deliver anything.
Okay, so interesting question. So it's kind of related to the approach that is bigger than the team sometimes, right? If I will try to do only one answer, I will be biased. So first of all, we need to consider the first why the 3 weeks. So maybe amount of job that they're trying to deliver, the increment is too big. And they need to try to work in the smaller batches, which is kind of now recommendation from the last DevOps researchers that the smaller batches team is available to deliver, the more effective they can be, right? So another things that what is the business part or business initiative wants to see. Maybe they need to try to negotiate and go also on production with the smaller batches and not expect to have whole feature, right? We know from the lean that it's about MVP things. It's not necessary, it should be even the code. And sometimes it's very popular mistake that we are trying, or technical teams trying to do 3 weeks cycles or 3 week sprints in this case and deliver as much because they think that only this value that is produced during 3 weeks is valuable, nothing else, right? but we can start from anything which fit in the any iteration. So I can't see any connection between the iteration, can be even 1 week, and the success of the team, right? So, and especially if with the delivery amount.
Nice. Okay, so 130, perfect. Mike, you, me, you.
If
Okay.
I may, yes,
Yeah,
I would
go
like
for
to
it. Minute
provide
is
some
yours.
context.
Minute is
Perfect.
yours.
Thank you very much for that. My colleague just said, the team itself would like to change to 3 weeks. I think even if we change it to 5 or 10 or whatever amount, if the plan is not correctly put from ensuring that the different levels of seniority are being approached properly, meaning to provide to junior level different complexity and to more senior level different complexity, more complexity. And if the plan is not well defined according to what we would be able to tackle accordingly and ensure that the code review process has the proper time and also the QA acceptance is there, then it's not important on how much we will spend on that, but rather is important on our team efforts of achieving that. So I would say get some metrics, understand what is the big pain point within the team, which part, and after that, of course, you would be able to take a different decision or to improve your performance as a team per se. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Nice. I forgot to share one more rule. Whoever's taking more time is buying the round of beer for everyone just after this session. So it's a standard rule here. Good. Minute mine, 1 second. Now, minute for me. Once a team saying like that, let's increase to 3 weeks, I would say, let's do it. Yeah, I would say let's do it, but for 1 time, maybe 2. Why? Because we don't want to create frustrations at the beginning. We want to motivate people and give them a chance that they can decide they can actually can be part of what we are doing. And then I would like to bring here a Conway's law, that how we are communicating, that's how our system will look like. Actually, it will be a mirror, our communication style and our software system. And we need to compare with the business results and business demands. Is this 3 weeks enough for the business to feel success, to feel happy, or maybe we can make it half a year, maybe we need 3 days. Starting from that, we can craft a strategy and come back to the team. Look, guys, we need to deliver, as September said, 1 day, every day. And now it's a part of the report. If you're not delivering every day, then probably you're losing your market slowly but successfully. That's a minute for me. And it looks like I will join Mike for the beer round also immediately after this. Okay, who would like to go next and open one more animal?
I assume I should take one as well. And if you guys
Which
don't
one?
mind, I look at the elephant and he seems interesting. So let's go for
All
the
right,
elephant.
moving the elephant. Okay, so the question here, my team never finishes all their stories in a sprint. Ooh.
This is
Minutes
somehow
is yours.
to the other one. Thank you for that. My team never finishes all their stories in a sprint. Rollover is something that usually happens. Like I previously said, we should ensure with some specific metrics what are the pain points and why we are not able to finalize the stories. We should make sure that our velocity is properly placed and we understand what is our capability. We can have several trials, meaning to take less, and after that, to take, let's say, marginal amount that we think we might make it, and grow from there, of course. The majority of times, what I was able to see in teams was the fact that either there are animosities within the team, either the code review process is not properly defined, either the complexity has been wrongfully assigned, and that doesn't allow the developers to actually finalize their work. And I would say it's something that should happen at the team level, meaning everybody should understand that the whole team is responsible for their sprint and not only one specific individual. So it's not somebody's task, but it's my team's tasks. That's it from my side. I hope I didn't go over.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you still have 20 seconds even to go. Okay, perfect. Yes, Artem, minute is yours.
Okay, so what I want to add a bit, that first of all, that we have two keywords here. One of them story points and another one sprint. When story points is the measurement of the effort usually, and sprint is the time, is some bounded things in time, right? So we have effort and time. And when we want to map them together, so it's not always possible, but what we can do with the effort, we need to understand how we exactly calculating effort. And for example, my approach, I always use etalon. You know, if you're talking about backend, for example, I'm choosing some piece of the backend development module, for example, which is standard, and then we can measure our effort connected to this module. For the frontend, it can be component like storybook component, which can be also compared. This is effort and cycle time. When you're moving ticket between state, you always can measure the cycle time for this effort. And this is how you can have better picture where you kind of doing mistake and where you can improve your performance or when you can improve your time. Yes. I'm done.
Nice. And we're getting closer and closer to the 3 rounds of beer. That's fantastic. Okay, so let me start a minute for myself. Okay, minute is here. So the question is, my team never finishes all their stories in sprint. Should they? I would say nope. Otherwise, it will demotivate the people to add some improvements, to add additional stories, to add something what we plan to fix before. I would say our team need to focus on and finish sprint goals, what we decided will be finished, and not all the stories. First of all, how we plan. We decide and look on our velocity. And based on our velocity as a team, we are selecting the sprint goals. If beside that team would like to add something else, fantastic. It's just great. And if it's not finished, all right, that's okay. That's the team decision. That's a flex time. Velocity is there. Velocity is growing. Team is happy. Sprint goals are delivered. That's okay if the sprint is not fully closed with all the user stories. And I'm there. Okay. Cool. It looks like it's my turn again. Let's get back to me. Sure. So let me pick an element. I don't know what this yellow is, fox or a dog or a panda dog, but I will take this one. Aha. Okay. Your own. Oh, that's an interesting one. So your own case, it's you are sharing a story. What happened with you regarding the tech state and for product managers or so on, so on. Any relevant story you want to share that you think is important. So let me start 2 minutes. Minutes here. Your own key is probably one of the most complicated one, personally for me, because now in the head I'm battling or what to share, what to choose, so many stories, what's the relevant one. So let me share something on what I was thinking when I was driving today. And that's about you as a developer, you as an engineer. I remember when I switched from developer to another profession and was doing another code, I was still considering myself a developer for quite a long time, 1 or even 2 years. And that was terrible, because I had nothing to do with development. It was just my bias and impression that I was writing the code there. I probably can write the code now. That's a huge mistake, what I can say now from looking backwards. Why? Because you can't just write a code, then forget it in half a year, and then start again. It will be totally different. You will be totally different. The skill will be not the same again. Writing the code, it's a skill. Whenever you're not using it, you're just losing it. And I was not realizing it. And the worst, that the decision what I was making with my bias that I know how technically to implement it. Being a dev top manager, that was tough, because I actually was saying, hey man, look, this is just the 2 clicks. It goes there. It's easy. It's 5 minutes task. And one day when I said it started, and I was like, okay, it's 5 minutes task. Let me do it. And I was like, oh man, cannot do it in 5 minutes. I will need a week for that, maybe 2 weeks for this. So the lesson learned from here, rely on your team and their expertise, and know your weak and strong points, because these weaknesses and these bias can actually influence the final result a lot. That was me and my 2 minutes. So a story. Who would like to jump on that and share a story for 1 minute? Or we can, if no one, we can jump. We can take another case from there.
I think for stories 1 minute is not enough, so I think we need to move
Next one. Okay. Who's the volunteer for the next one?
I can go.
Sure. What do you prefer from this?
Let's take the sheep.
This one.
Yep.
All right. It looks so cute. Okay.
It's a cute little ship. Exactly.
Nice. Moving it to the right
Okay.
side. So my team said it will be 3 story points, and during sprint, something new came up, and it was not completed.
This is a really nice question. It usually happens to the majority of teams. The estimation is being done either by the team itself, and that team is being led by a lead developer or similar, that will say that in his point of view, the story is 3 story points as a complexity. Unfortunately, when you dig in and you start finding that the complexity is a bit more, then you realize that you are going to have to work a bit more as a time frame, and that the complexity might be even bigger. The problem usually is that we take those 3 story points and we make an equivalent in time, which is not good, because a complexity of 3 story points can take from 1 day to 1 week. It depends on how much workload it has to take care of. So the fact that it was not completed, that means either it required a bit more time, or it had a bit more complexity. It is normal for things like that to happen. It is something that requires a bit more investigation, or it requires a part which is usually overlooked for the engineering part, meaning soft skills. If you see that there is a problem and that the complexity is a bit higher, please escalate it. Please discuss with the team members and with the team leader, and you would be able to have a review. You would be able to brainstorm other solutions that it might be that it just escaped you, and it would allow you to have a better picture or to escalate this. So I would say that the fact that it was not completed, it's not something that should trigger any type of warning. It should just trigger your soft skills to become better. That's it.
I was so attentively listening to you, I almost missed the time. Yes, I'm back. With the time, Artem, minute is yours.
Okay, thank you. So, and thank you for sharing this perspective, Mike. It's nice when you have the new code base, right? And I want to give you another perspective when you're working with the complex, big project, legacy, enterprise, whatever. And then we have 2 interesting things, which is rigidity and fragility. So, and you receive task, or developer receives task, and then they need to do, they estimate it, and then when rigidity comes. So rigidity is the really hard characteristics when it's hard to change something. When you want to change one thing, you need to change 20 other things. And this is when they can't predict, they don't know how system is rigid, and they can say, hey, it's 3 story points. Then they're starting working with this, and they see that they need to change 20 more components. This rigidity and fragility, which is usually connected to the bugs. Yeah, okay, so I don't have time for the fragility.
You have 5 seconds. It was interesting. Go for it.
Okay, and fragility, yeah, so usually it's about bugs, and I think all of you were in this kind of situation when they tell, yeah, I need actually 3 story points to fix this bug if they're estimating. And then they tell, oh, no, I need one more, 3 story points, and it's a never ending story, because when they fix one part, another part broken. When they fix this part, another part is broken. And this so often in the big product when they not, when actually the technical team is not caring about the removing technical debt or working with this. So fragility and rigidity, you should think about this when you're estimating as well.
Nice. It looks like we'll need to go for a whiskey round now after the time we are using. So good. Minute for myself. First of all, fantastic question. And yes, agree with Mike. It's quite enough, and love also what Artyom shared for that. I would say also this, that the user story is fully known only when it's completed. That's a fact. And the mistakes happening when we are spending a lot of time trying to create a perfect user story, and which without unknown. So first of all, it's not impossible. What to do is to increase our awareness of the process and the process efficiency of the tools around and our product in a longer run. If that is something what we want with our product, then we need to pay attention, and with the time it will get better. If these are the new products, then we need to focus on our skills and experience in generally. It will help us to tackle the new product with which we'll be working just for a few days. And 57. There's so many to say on this topic. It's a fantastic question. All right, so the next one. And we are almost there.
Since I should choose, right? So, and since I'm constantly trying to be in shape and lose weight, you know, so I will, it is my fear, right? The speak, but I want to choose.
Oh, that's what. All right, okay. Let's take a look. So my team fails to deliver again and again. What should I do?
It's interesting, right? So, and we already mentioned about metrics, because fail to deliver, it's just two words, fail and deliver, right? So, but we don't know what is the deliver. If they want to do some piece of job and this deliver, or they want to go to prod with some finished stuff, or this, what is the size of this stuff? Maybe they want to release the product, right? And they never ever can forecast, because we already discussed we have a lot of impediments to do, and it's really hard to understand how many story points or how much time you need to really deliver something. So this we need to analyze what we are delivering. If we are delivering, again, what I am for always in the small batches, then it should be easier, because if you deliver only that you are doing during the day, it's really hard to fail this, right? So because you can forecast, and you usually with the time you will know what you can or will be able to do during one day. And also this, that failing, what is the failing means? I mean, we went to prod and then we had a lot of bugs, and then we need to roll back, or we just can't even do the build of our product. So it's also interesting part. And on all of this step, I would recommend to have metrics, right? So we need to measure actually what is the each step definition of done. And then we need to work how to improve it, right? So if our build can't be built, then maybe we need to work with the static analysis. Maybe we need to do more often runs of the tests, more often run on the local machines of the developer, that we not left this in the end of the process, that we are running something to the prod and CI/CD pipeline not giving us to do this. I mean, because we fail our builds, or automated test, we writing them separately from the development itself, and then we are running this automated test and all the red, and we can go prod. So it's a super multidimensional question, and yeah, so I just give you some direction, but it's a more deep question, I would say. Thank you.
Nice. You okay? Yes.
1 minute for me as well?
Yes, minute is yours now.
Okay, I'm gonna start up with something similar towards the code. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. With that being said, my proposal would be, from my past experience, change the input, change the output, modify the process that's within the team, modify expectation, and for sure you will see different outcome. Negotiate, lean more on the soft skills in order to ensure that you have better expectation, and then possible decrease of that deliver that we are mentioning here within that time frame should change at some point. If it's not changing, maybe you have to do different changes. But all the time, by applying changes and applying different strategy, you will be able to change this specific outcome. Thank you.
Exactly a minute. Nice. I need a clock like in chess. We have this click, click. It will be fantastic improvement. The Kaizen in the air. That's how it's working. So I really need to buy that. So for me, 1 minute regarding that question. I would start from what does this failure means. Quite often, without measuring, we are deciding, nah, that's not working. Why? Because that's how we feel. And I prefer to use data. You know this proverb, in God we trust, everyone else needs to bring the data. So let's look on data, and not only on data, but on our plan, what we planned, and not only what we planned, but why we planned in such a way. And when we planned this why, was there an input from our team when they want to have that? Whenever all this in place, let's get back and share with our team. So that's our plan. Are you guys committed to this? And if the team's saying yes, fantastic, and failing again and again, let's look on a team level process. If there is a Kaizen, oh, by the way, if there is a Kaizen there and continuous improvement, if not, that will happen again and again. But if yes, then we have a chance, and I'm over a time now in a few seconds, so I need to finish. Then it needs to continuously improve, otherwise they will be failing again and again, and the same thing. Another fantastic question, love it. It looks like it got to me again, and I need to choose, or right? No, or me again.
Go for it.
What a hard choice here. The giraffe or cow, or kind of cow. All right, let's go for I don't know, for the cow. The cow. No, okay. I'm lucky today on your own case. Okay, so let me start my 2 minutes here. All right, so my own story, what to share and how to share. Then what was, so again, in my head, what actually I should share, what will be the value. Let me talk about incentives, motivation, the carrots and stick, what type of motivation to choose for a team. That's what I'm really passionate is. Why? Because I had a time in my past when it was evening and I was still pushing hard. Actually, I was coding and I was trying to finish my project. And then I was turning the head and I was alone in the office. And I was like, what the hell? Am I alone? Want that to finish? Why nobody's here? Is that I am a bad leader, manager, that nobody's after the work is here working with me? So many things is wrong here about working in external hours, about planning, about many things work. Let me focus now about motivation, about personal motivation. And I figured out during some time that these 3 questions are critically important. When individually the person know who she is here in this organization. Who am I? Why I'm here? What is my future plan? Then when the person know, okay, who are my team members, why we are here, what are we doing? And the third, it's organizational level. What actually we should do, what our tasks, when they are accepted, what are the fair, clear rules, how to play this game. When these 3 elements are in place, we have the ground for motivation. It's a clear who am I, how I can grow, how I can see my future, where I can see my future, how I can help my colleagues. And then I have 7 minutes, 7 seconds left. So yeah, that's the story, guys. Anyone wants to try out the story in 1 minute? Or the next
Let me
one?
try.
All right.
Let me try
Yes.
something
Yes.
towards that.
If you will take 2 more seconds, that's okay. That's.
I'll try to be quick. One of my own cases was the fact that people were actually disappointed as they would not be able to fully follow the direction coming from the management. And the best solution was to make more transparent the company's mission, the company's value, and to embrace that, not only by saying it, but to take action on that specific issue. And that was able to decrease the turnover. So one of the things is to always make sure that everybody understands for what they are working, why they are there, and what is their role in the bigger picture.
Nice, nice. Yes, that's exactly 1 minute. Perfect. All right, so we have the last element left. Who's ready?
So am I lucky one? Or Mike? Who?
Go for it, Artyom. Go
Okay.
for it.
Oh, that's a good one. So I think my team is underperforming. What are the signs and what should I do? Okay, fantastic.
So I think that the kind of the main topic of today, for me, it seems like it's metrics, right? So because I think my team is underperforming, so this kind of feeling, which we should not trust, like Vlad said, right? So that we need to trust in data and we need to measure. And what is the underperforming? It means that less story point like we had before discussion, or we're not delivering what was expected. Like already Vlad mentioned about the goal, that we need to focus on the goal instead of story points. Actually, a lot of questions to this statement. And my main suggestion here is to have clear understanding what we need to perform. I mean, what we are measuring, what is our KPIs, because usually what I see team underperforming if they don't know what we expect from them. And then if you can clearly communicate to them that, for example, we expect from you that the target and target dates that you provided, so you will fulfill them, or you will update us if it's not possible, something like this. This is one of the definitions, right? So, or we want to have some shippable product during this cycle, and we're not insisting that what is the size of the shippable product, but we want to achieve it. Or, for example, we can say them, okay, we need to solve this issue during this cycle, but everything should be connected to some KPIs, expectations, make it clear, and referring to previous motivation stuff, right? So if we can give certainty and about what we expect from them, it will always motivate them, and they will do better and better and give better and better results in the end.
Nice. Thank you very much. Yes, Mike, minute is yours.
Thank you for that. If we assume that we already know that somebody is underperforming, we have a couple of solutions that we can take into account. But yet again, we need to be 100% sure. So reaching out to that underperformer, discussing if coaching is one option for them, and making a plan would be the right choices. But before reaching that assumptions, I do assume metrics and something that would probably allow you to really understand if it's underperforming and what type of, let's say, backstory is running that is causing that underperforming, because it might be social, it might be just because of the team and other type of external factors. So it's better to understand before accusing somebody and trying to make a plan. That's it.
Nice. And let me create a minute for myself. I don't know why, but what gets to my head now is the story from Isla Corporation. This is where Scrum was created by Jeff Setter and a team. And that's not my words. I heard that from a session where they actually, what helped them to make a great team is the mentoring. Whenever somebody new were joining a team, they were assigning a mentor to help this person to get to speed quite fast. And I would say that let's look on underperforming from different angles. First, it's a metric. We already talked a lot, and the guys shared a lot about that. I would say from another perspective, maturity of our team. Are we on forming stage? Are we on storming stage? Are we on performing stage? And help each other to get there quickly. So whenever we feel good, equipped, and then look again how we work on our process efficiency, how fast we are executing those tasks. And actually, process efficiency per user story, it's a continuous process. And 1 minute for me. Yes, that was the last element for today, but not the last in general. Thank you for watching, everyone. By the way, the next episode, the next round will be based on your questions. Please go to our YouTube channel and under the video, write any question. And by the way, try to answer on these questions by yourself. Post your answers there. And you can also share your opinion. Maybe you don't agree with my answers. Maybe you really like Mike and Artyom answers. Say it, share it, and send this video to everyone so we know what you expect in next ones. Guys, I'm incredibly happy to have you here. It's a fantastic answers. To be honest, I don't know how you did it. The answer was really great. Sometimes I wasn't always. I was not focusing on the watch. I was listening what you're saying. I was like, I will just click stop and listening and getting information and learning so much. So thank you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everyone. Let me stop.